Whoa.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Season 15, Episode 13. This is the Midwest's Most Dangerous Podcast, coming to you live from the Nika IBW Power in Indiana Lake County Studios.
Good morning.
It's
Happy
like an
Tuesday.
abrupt... We're trying something different with our entry to the show.
It woke me up. What, bad cut in?
Well,
Don't
it is
fade
abrupt.
in.
It is abrupt.
Whoa.
It is abrupt.
I'll fade it out later, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we instead of playing that canned music,
Called an outro.
we decided to... use some of our library of live music that we've taped.
You've got
over
a
the
big
years.
one.
I have hundreds and hundreds of songs.
Tom has a big one, all right?
Yeah.
The library of concert
music.
clips. Absolutely.
Anyway, I am not going to get into this very far. I just want you all to know that I'm officially a grandpa.
Whoa.
The mom is well.
Congrats.
Dad is well. Baby is well.
Awesome.
I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say anything. Okay.
Just
Because
that
I'm
you're-
not going to piss
just that
off.
you're
I'm not
papa.
going to piss off. I'm not going to piss off my son and my daughter-in-law.
Good idea.
Okay, or my future, or my grandchild.
Yes.
But I'm just going to say everybody's healthy and happy and home and safe.
All right.
And thank God everything's fine. And I'm going to wait for Chase and Eileen to make the official announcement.
Nice.
So I
All
just
right.
wanted to address the fact that I am officially a grandpa, but official name info will come from
Pictures, other things.
Yeah, it'll come from Eileen and Chase.
All right. We'll wait for
so
that exciting
Very happy.
announcement.
So I don't think I made anybody mad, right? I
Who
just
knows?
wanted to acknowledge. I just
Yeah.
want to acknowledge.
You'll find out soon.
I just wanted to acknowledge. So everything's good.
Congratulations.
Eileen's
All right. That's it.
right. That's it.
I was just like, something's gonna happen here. It's right on the edge.
What do they
Yeah.
call that? Like there's a cap on it till the media.
Sealed?
Sealed.
No, it's a media thing.
I'm
What do they
thinking
call
of
that?
Yeah, what are they?
Oh, I'm thinking of a lawyer
Under seal,
thing.
but like
Under seal.
off the record.
Someone in the chat will.
Yeah.
Oh no, what do they call it when you like embargo? That's what you
There
say.
it
Oh, an
is.
embargo.
There it is.
Media
There's an
embargo.
Yeah.
It's on embargo until like tomorrow or until you hear official word
All
kind
right.
of thing. But
It's
yeah,
on embargo.
It's on embargo. So anyway,
So you may or may not be a grandpa.
Let's
But
just move on, John.
I think most
because
people know.
Something's going to happen here, and
No,
I'm going to be
no,
like,
we're not going to
say
say
a name.
anything. So like, there's no pictures or anything, and that's the way it is. So
right.
Cletus looks so cute. That's all I'll say.
because it's not Cletus, yeah, because it's not ours to make the announcement. It's just, but I do have a lot of people wondering what happened. Everything's good. So
all right.
let's move on.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, but that's great news. So, Kevin had a traumatic thing happen to him. John,
Still happening. I mean, yeah.
he got hacked.
I don't think it was like, yeah, I
Identity
guess you could
theft?
say that. Hopefully not identity theft, but like,
So in a way, right?
Right. Like Sunday morning.
Oh, no.
Sunday morning, I get an email at 9 a.m. that says you've redeemed your Southwest points for a hotel, and I was like, that's weird because I didn't. And I look at the hotel, and it's like, it's not a small amount of miles. It's like
All of
six
them?
figures miles, and somebody somehow got into my Southwest account and took a bunch of miles and reserved a suite in Clearwater, Florida for a week.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's where I would have chosen, but, congratulations on whoever did that. And so I'm busy trying to figure this out. By the way, you can't just call Southwest and get your miles back. You have to go to the third-party vendor called Rocket Miles who's supposed to give you that, which I think is bullshit, by the way, because Southwest should just give me my miles back.
Right.
So the customer service was nice. They were nice people. They said, call Rocket Miles. I sent an email to like a fraud alert at Rocket Miles, whatever it's called, and then got a hold of them. They said, we'll try to cancel the reservation. I don't know what that means. But the exciting thing happened yesterday when I called the Clearwater Police Department down in Florida, and they said, you should start with your local police department, make a report there, because it was like it happened. You're there. You're not in Florida. And they'll forward it along. So I called my wonderful hometown police department, the Hammond PD, and Detective Latiker took a over-the-phone report, which was very nice of him, and they forwarded it to the Pinellas County Police Department, Sheriff's Department yesterday. So I'm like, okay, well, nothing's going to happen, right? And all of a sudden my phone rings, and it's a detective. Her name was Elizabeth Temple. Big kudos to her. She's at the hotel. She said, I'm at the hotel.
What?
That's
Yes.
crazy.
And there's somebody in your room that
That
you
is
didn't reserve.
crazy. That is crazy.
And she's like, there's this guy and there's this guy, and one of them's got an ID, one of them doesn't. And I'm going to take all their information. The desk said that they checked in under your name.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I said, well, do they have any IDs that show like my, address up here? No, that's good. Right. So I was like, So the more and more I'm thinking about it, so what these guys told the sheriff's officer, is they paid a guy $800, some guy they know, and by the way, she knows who this guy is now through this investigation, to get him a room for a week. They're like kind of like transient guys, like, oh, we're just in Florida for a couple weeks.
Wow.
And then she said they paid him another $800 this week, which is my miles, for a room.
That's so crazy.
And so it's some like
I stockpile miles on one of my frequent flyer things, kind of, so to speak. And like I was always told that you're not supposed to stockpile miles,
but not for the reason that they might get stolen. For the reason that
let's say Southwest Airlines changes the value of your miles, and then you have 400,000 or whatever you have saved up, right? And then Southwest makes it basically worthless,
right?
And for years you've been saving up, so that's why I was always told by people that know a lot about money that you never save up like that. You always spend it because you never know. The rules could change tomorrow.
And I try to use my miles every year. I use a bunch of them, right?
Well, it was nice of you to let that identity
stay in the hotel.
That was nice of you.
So now my battle is getting the
all for $800 too. It's super cheap.
They had a good deal. This guy's doing a scam. I think it's an inside job because here I check my credit cards. Nothing, thank God, knock on wood. Nothing else so far, knock on wood. But like, it seems to me like it's some sort of inside job, right?
I had something like that.
He has somebody on the inside at Southwest. It's like, oh, this account's got miles. Let's use that one. That's what I'm guessing.
Wow.
Like, how do they get my information?
To me. Marissa and I opened up a line of credit a long time ago, and I'm not going to mention the bank or anything, okay? But, like, we opened up a line of credit, and they changed all of our account numbers because we opened up a new line of credit. So we had, like, a new checking, savings, all that. I don't know why, but they did. And then this new account number had, like, $30,000 missing from it right off the bat. And I'm like, what is this? And they were like, you didn't do that? I'm like, no. I don't even know my account number, and there's, like, 30,000 missing, right? So they're all like skeptical, like looking at me like this is some kind of like scam, right? And while I'm in the bank arguing about this, whoever took the money took another $15,000 out while I was sitting in the bank, and they're like,
"I guess it's not you.
There's something going on with it." But it was an inside job, in my opinion, because Marissa and me didn't even know the account number.
Yeah, see, like it's like, how does anybody get my Rapid Rewards number? I mean, I have no clue. Maybe I'm just being naive, and then they would need my ID. They need my, email address, which I'm sure is easy enough to find online. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to get my effing miles back. So hopefully it's going to happen.
You will.
I
think when I had that happen, it took about a week or so, and I had everything returned, and I imagine the bank ended up taking a hit, or I don't even know what happened with the person that stole the money.
Oh, that's another thing. They let me kick the people out of the room, John. I talked to the front desk guy, and they're like, "Do you want these people out of the room?" I said, "Yeah, I never reserved it." Out they went.
Those poor guys.
Sorry, out 800.
Yeah,
well, 800 less a couple nights. They got a night and a half.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Did you change your password?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it strong to begin with, or no?
Kevin 1 2 3.
I would say
that's as strong as it comes.
No, it's just 1 2 3.
ED boy 69.
No. So, I think under Chris Campbell and the IT department's, standard, I would say it was not. So I secured it much more.
Good.
So.
Lindsay should be walking in any minute now.
Ooh, good.
She had another, she
long
comes
night.
From, dude, you know how much Kevin hates ChatGPT, John, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yesterday.
I think I hate it.
He's worried about being replaced.
For sure I am. And
I don't think we're going to replace lawyers with ChatGPT. I'm just going to look
Who
weird.
Who knows?
So anyway, Kevin is always like, whenever I bring up, oh my God, I did this with ChatGPT, and Kevin gets like a look on his face like he swallowed something disgusting, right?
I've seen that look on him before.
So yesterday I'm sitting there. I got a letter from the public, dude, where basically it was a real detailed letter, and it was a lot of people that sent it to me, and they wanted me to respond to it, right? And I took the letter in front of Kevin. I did this whole thing, right? I took the letter. I took a picture of it with my iPad, and I typed about 2 paragraphs into ChatGPT, and then I pushed enter, and it kicked out the most perfect response to this this organization that sent me the letter.
It was a good letter.
And I handed Kevin the letter, and he was so pissed. I could tell. Kevin's like, "Give me that letter." And I'm like, and I didn't proofread or anything, right? I just hand the letter to him, and it's like a real long response letter that I wrote, right? Kevin is just looking for a spelling mistake. He is just like determined to find something.
Scouring.
He reads through it. He's got this real serious, pissed off look on his face. And then
laser focused.
He gets done, hands it back to me and like walks out dejectedly. And I'm like, it was so funny, dude. I'm like, his knees like buckled. He like buckled. He's like, son of a bitch. Like in 2 minutes, he cranked out the most perfect freaking letter. Kevin couldn't find one mistake.
Job, man. I'm out of a job.
You couldn't find one mistake in that letter.
It was a very good letter. I was impressed actually.
It's amazing,
and
isn't it?
I was kind of like, the interesting thing to me was the tone of it. And Tom actually explained to me that you can actually explain tone to the ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this.
It knows Lockpod. It knows my voice in Lockpod. It knows if I want to be compassionate. It knows how to make a letter different. Like it knows if I'm on Lockpod, you do it a little bit more rough.
Yeah, so Steve Sursick, my law partner, has said that he started to use it for just some we would never like obviously do like a brief or anything like that with it. We just wouldn't. But he said for basic information as a jump off point for ideas, he says it's pretty good. And yesterday, just because you showed me the letter, I downloaded the app. I'm going to start playing with it. Yes.
You're going to love it.
I think the last episode, the word you used, I think, is the word I'm using with it, which is guarded. Like you definitely have to proofread.
For sure.
You want to go through it and make sure that it's accurate. But it does sometimes putting a pen to paper is the hardest thing to do. And this gives you that like kind of like jump off point. How about this,
Kevin? For me, and you, by the way, law firm, but you respond to all your email because you get paid to respond, and that's part of your job as well. Yeah. I get hundreds and hundreds of letters, and I'm not going to be. I'll be honest. Sometimes you can't get back to everyone. You're just overwhelmed, and you just get buried, sort of.
Well, think about the president or a congressional office, or right.
So you could take it. You could take a picture of it. Put it in ChatGPT, and it's like, okay, how do you want to respond? It's like, I want to respond compassionately. I want to talk about this and this. Press enter, and it's like. Picks it out perfect. It's addressed everything because it's got the letter you took a picture of. It lays it out perfect.
Yep.
You literally got to cut and paste it and put it on your letterhead.
And I think the important thing that because I know you told me this, you're like, I still read it, I still look it over, I sign it myself. So in a way, it's just replacing like the drafter, right? And sometimes that goes through multiple drafts or edits, or it takes time.
Dude, a response to a letter like that would have taken me an hour. Between all the edits, all the drafts, back and forth between, assistants, myself, yourself, whatever.
I was going to say, if you assigned it, it probably would have taken more time.
It would have taken, instead it took
half
me
a
like,
day.
It took me like 2 minutes.
Right, which is nice.
From beginning to end. And we slapped a stamp on it and sent it off. And I guarantee you when this person gets the letter I sent, they're going to be like, holy crap, this is a great response. And like, what a thoughtful mayor. He's so compassionate.
Well, yeah, and I think that's...
Little do they know.
You're not compassionate at all. I proofread that sucker and I sent it off, right?
Well, I think that's the important thing is that people know that and I know this about you, you proofread stuff like that. You don't just let it go out into your signature.
Right.
I'm here in the beginning of an AI department to see how it can benefit the city of Hammond. Yeah.
I tell you what, well, we had conversations in staff yesterday about ChatGPT particularly. I was literally talking to some of my department heads, and they would come up to me after the meeting, and they're like, what was the name of that app again? And I'm like, it's ChatGPT. Well, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to learn it because it's like when the iPhone came out. Okay? It's like when the freaking iPhone came out. That's ChatGPT. It's the new thing. You got to learn it. If you don't know how to use it, you're not going to...
You're going to be left behind.
Yeah,
so that's why
you'll be left behind.
And I think, some people do struggle with, the written English language, and so this helps them get more confidence in writing letters, for example. Like they'll give them more confidence. So
hey, so I can see how many people are watching across all our platforms. We have quite a few this morning, and I suspect they're probably tuning in for an update on Indianapolis. So that's coming up.
Oh yeah,
second segment. We have yesterday's Indianapolis. It was a meeting in the council. I don't know if it was a council meeting or if it was a hearing, but I think it was a council meeting actually. It was as bad as they come. So, like, we did a bit last week on Lockpod that said Indianapolis is burning right now, politically speaking.
On fire, I think we said.
And then yesterday it was a bad council meeting.
Stayed hot. And actually, one of our guests that show up here and there on Lockpod, and we love having him on, is Abdul Shabazz, and he actually, our phone started blowing up because he was live at the council meeting.
I was watching his video.
So
the show notes in the second segment are courtesy of Abdul's video. He was in there taping the whole thing, and it's worth sticking around for. It's really sad what's going on down in Indy. It's really sad because I'm obviously compassionate towards the victims, and I think the whole thing is a mess. It's very sad. And now, of course, after Friday's show, there was people pissed off at us for things that were said on that show, and we're going to address that as well in the second segment. So.
Yeah, I think to say Indy's on fire is appropriate right now because it is really hot down there. And can I ask one more ChatGPT question while we're on ChatGPT? So one person's that I admire and I know is a proud writer is your wife and Judge. What is her take on ChatGPT?
I think she's intrigued by it because she's looked at a couple things I've done and she's just like,
I mean, Marissa's a great writer and she likes to write.
Right.
And so I was just curious.
It's an endangered profession.
Yes.
Yeah. So, hey, we did some concerts this weekend. It was concert weekend for Lockpod. But Kevin dropped, he should have been there. But Lindsay actually went to 2, and when she gets in, she's gonna talk about what she did. But one of the cool things about Lockpod for me is going to concerts, and that's one of the reasons John and I at the Billy String Show decided that we're gonna do our intro a little bit different instead of playing that canned tune that we've been playing for 15 seasons.
I love that tune though.
It's also like in vitamin commercials now.
Yeah.
You love that tune.
I love our intro song.
Do you play it in your car?
No, but I
like jamming down
when
the street?
I hear it, I get excited about the show. Yeah. I go to the show
right now. He's going down the street working out, like cranking
song.
It just it's on repeat all day in my head.
So instead of doing that intro song, we decided to use real music.
Don't rip our intro song.
That was one of the breakthroughs that John and I had the other day sitting in Billy Strings.
Yeah.
I think it was a good breakthrough.
I think we were just sitting in the parking lot and you were like, hey, man, I got an idea.
I was sitting in the parking lot before the Billy String Show and I had an epiphany. Like, why the hell did we play that
mentally?
I was like, I was talking to God and I was like, God told me
play Billy Strings before you
No, not just Billy Strings. He's like, God said,
use your library.
You have hundreds and hundreds of great music, live performances on your phone.
I like it.
Use some of them instead of that stupid canned song.
Don't say it's stupid.
That's what God told me. Don't be dissing.
I'm not dissing God.
What I'm being told before this.
I'm not dissing
while I'm
God,
sitting in the parking lot.
That's the episode.
Yeah, take it up with the big guy. You know what I'm saying?
Marissa's in chat.
Yeah.
She said she didn't respond to Kevin's ChatGPT thing. She actually said, "Kevin, no one else likes that song."
Oh wow!
Is that true, chat? Can you give us a quick poll?
That would be funny.
Chat, do you like our intro song, or should we start playing live music?
It's Kevin's
clips?
workout music. Keep that in mind. So
let us know. L or W in chat. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
That was nice. She chirped in just to rip me.
Just to rip me.
I complimented her writing.
That's a judge you're talking about, buddy.
Yeah.
Lawyer Kevin.
Sure.
She'll hold you in contempt.
She might.
Yeah. So anyway, for Billy Strings, I did Friday, Saturday, which is that's a rough. I mean, 3 shows in a row. Kevin and I did that dead. That's rough, right? 3 concerts, 3 days in a row. That's like a workout. You have to prepare your body mentally and physically.
Rest
you have
up.
to get
Rest
sleep.
up.
You have to 2 days in a row is a little bit easier, but it's still pretty rough, man. I was hurting, and you stand during the whole Billy String Show, right, John?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole show, you stand up at the beginning, and you don't sit down until intermission, and then you get up again, and then you go home. So you're hurting when you leave, and
intense show. You're always like, it just
the first show. It's like different atmospheres for each show. Like his first show, I went with Tommy and I were there, and it was stressful. Like the music is stressful. It's like overload.
It's high energy for sure.
Sensory overload. Like it's like loud music. It's like they're amazing musicians. The light show is trippy as hell. It's just like sort of overwhelming. Like to say I left Friday night show a little bit stressed out. You're just like, holy crap, that was a lot, And then when John and I went the next day, it was like a whole different tone. It was like more like a country show. And he can be characterized as a country artist,
without a doubt.
But he could also be characterized as heavy metal,
bluegrass.
It's like his show Friday was like heavy metal.
Well, I think it just goes
crazy.
to show you his repertoire, right? I mean, that's why,
in my opinion,
if Bobby ever retires, I hope Billy Strings comes in Dead and Company.
I think it is. Yeah. I think that's why they're doing the Friday thing in San Francisco,
which I can't wait.
Right
for.
But so. I think we're doing a good job advertising this guy because I saw quite a few people posting from the Billy String Show that are probably Lockpotters.
Whoa.
I think that Billy's amazing. I don't see how anybody doesn't love this guy. He's a wonderful person as a person. And
great human story.
Yeah, man. Great human story. And just his songs are just so good. They're just so good.
We should, John, if I think about it, we should post the link to that 40-minute interview. I'll try to find that.
Is that the one Eric was telling me about the other day?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
It's telling me it's on some musician show.
Yeah. It's really...
Yeah, Eric was telling me about that.
Okay, it's a really good interview.
Shauna and Eric, we ran into the second day. Shauna Levinson, she's a Lockpotter, obviously, and Eric, and good friends of ours. And we ran into them. John and I hung out with them during the second show.
I got a picture of that.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was just a great weekend, man. And, obviously with my family stuff going on, and then Billy Strings 2 days in a row. And
John, do you have a headband on? Like
No.
a thin
that's his hat-
headband?
that's his back.
Can I tell you a quick story
backwards hat.
about this? No. I don't wear backward. I'm not an idiot. Okay.
That's a backwards hat.
I thought it was like a thin headband.
No, it is backwards, but I never wear my hats backwards. But I did, Tom. Every time you and I leaned in to talk about how good the show was, I kept hitting you with the bill of my hat.
Oh, yeah?
So I flipped it around.
I was going in for the kiss. It was nice. It was a lot easier to kiss him that way.
Every time
I
we
could see
kissed,
that.
Tom.
Look at the smile on your face, dude. I can't wait to make out with John in a second.
It was fun.
All right, I'm
By the
taking
way,
this
John's
picture
wearing.
off. Fuck you guys.
John was wearing his Taylor Swift shirt. By the way, I
Yeah,
love
it
that.
was.
Wow.
1989, right?
You
I
want
was
to hear
wearing
a clip from the show?
Isn't that
Yeah.
By the way, we're getting
Oh.
skewered in chat
Hey.
for our intro song.
Really?
Dude, they hate it.
Wow.
It's
John
brilliant.
chose
Hey,
it.
man. No, check
like
this
it.
out. So this song that John's going to play is Billy usually covers one song from another artist every show. Like the first night I went, it was Nights in White Satin, which was trippy.
Oh, that's great.
To hear them playing that, right? The second night I was there, he covered freaking Led Zeppelin, man. And it was epic.
Crazy.
This is I forgot the name of the song.
It'll come to you during the song.
Da-na-na. Okay, play it.
Pretty good version. It's like the crowd figured it out.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
I was gonna. That's fine. That was really good, isn't it?
Awesome. I guess
Yeah.
he did like 17 covers that night.
What?
Yeah.
The night we were there?
Yes.
Well, you know why? Because I didn't recognize it because it was a country show, John.
Yeah. Well,
It
there you
was
go.
like he does a lot of old country.
Yes, old country.
I tell you, John,
Which
he
is
was
fun,
playing
too.
songs, and I was like, I don't even know this song because like he is deep, man. He knows old bluegrass.
Well,
and
think
he'll
about it.
bust
He
out.
grew up with his dad
Yeah.
playing that. And
Right.
they used to just sit around and
right.
fiddle and
old school bluegrass,
Yeah.
and so he
So-
knows it all, dude. And he'll play, but like that's the funny thing about him. Every show's different, right? So on this day, it was old school country plus the Led Zeppelin cover, right? But the night before was like hit after hit, and then they would just go into like ridiculous, like heavy metal jams. Like it was amazing.
4 Sticks. Is that the name?
Yeah, no, I think Battle of Evermore. I want to say for some reason.
Oh, okay. Muta said 4 Sticks. I don't know if
Okay,
that's the name of the.
it was on Led Zeppelin 4, so he's probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's that age.
I was in the bathroom and I heard him doing that, dun, 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 and
And you're like, what?
I come running in. I'm like,
Still peeing.
Stop sprinting.
I was like, yeah, like wet mark the whole thing, right? I come running in. I'm like, he's playing Led Zeppelin, and everybody looked at me like I was nuts. So I'm like, and then like you said, it took a while before people realized
they-
because he went, gotta find a way, and everybody's like, oh my god, like.
You heard it in the crowd.
I heard it way before that because I got I got it on tape. I came
If
running
only
in.
you would
like,
have wore your pit diaper that you.
I could- I would've-
you
I would've got the
you
whole
would've been-
song.
Yeah,
I
you
know,
would have been in
right?
the bathroom running out.
what was that? Liquid Death
Or,
Pit
no,
Diaper.
No. It would, yeah, Liquid,
Death Pit
They
Diaper.
sponsored
Yeah.
the pit diaper.
It was like the heavy metal Depends.
Yes.
Yeah,
If
like
only you would have listened
my
to Lock
heavy
Pod
metal
and wore
Depends.
that, you'd have
Yeah.
been fine. All right.
Nice. So anyway, why don't we rearrange the show a little bit and wait for Linz? Lindsay's got a part we're going to cover, and then why don't we go ahead and go into the second segment, and then we could bring Linz in when she gets here, and we could cover what we're going to cover
Comes
with her.
back from the hospital.
And then, so the second segment, we're going to cover some Indianapolis updates, okay? And then third segment, we're going to cover some California updates. This is not a really pleasant show when you think
No,
about
we
it.
got
It's just
some
a lot
rough
of
stuff
lot
coming.
of, lot
Rough
of crap
stuff
going
coming
on.
up.
A lot of bad things happening in the world right now.
And then stick around at the end of the third segment. We're
Yeah.
going to have Nina Serrano in, who is the founder of Region Rat Apparel.
nice.
So
We got
we're
a
gonna get
guest.
her in, yes.
Region Rat Apparel.
Region Rat
All
Apparel.
right. Hopefully she brought gifts. So
That'd be nice, right? We're
Yeah.
going to find out. Hopefully Steve Kellogg actually set it up for us.
All right. Scott Miller's in Mexico telling us the song is called Friends by Led
Well,
Zeppelin.
really,
All right.
okay. Thanks, Scott. Ask Scott how the beaches are.
Yeah. How are
Yeah.
the beaches, Scott?
Yeah,
Give us a-
I guess I could ask him myself. How are the beaches? I was worried when
Yeah.
Scott told me he was going there because
Oh, the seaweed and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're sargassum.
Doesn't it depend on what coast you're on?
Yes,
Okay.
it's totally dependent. But if you're on the wrong coast, you're like got 4 feet of sargassum. I think it's
Sounds
called.
fun.
It's algae. It piles up, and then the hotels over there have gotten good at removing it, but they remove like tons of
Like a bulldozer full.
every day.
Wow.
And they
every
have to
day.
store it. And they have to store it. It's every
Somewhere.
day. When you wake up, it's just like piled. So like if you're on the wrong beach at the wrong time in Mexico, you got to go to another beach.
It's all because of the warm water, I assume.
It's because of global warming.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like a new thing. It's like the red tides in the
in Great Lakes, like Lake Erie. Yeah.
Right. So, all right, let's go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we're going to cover some mailbag. And, full disclosure, it's not a positive mailbag. It's a real pissed off mailbag at me. I think it's at me or at us.
About Indianapolis.
About our last show.
Yeah.
So we're going to, in the interest of fairness, we're going to cover even when we mess up. And, apparently, according to some people, we messed up last show. So we're going to cover that. And then we're going to roll into what happened yesterday. Hey, look at who's here. Morning, Linz.
Fresh from the hospital.
Wow.
She looks
Cut
happy.
to that Lindsay cam right away.
Yeah. Morning. Hi, Linz.
You didn't have that smile on when you walked
God.
in.
No.
Don't
Did
fake
you get
that
any
smile.
sleep at all?
Dad, I was working.
I mean, can't you go to a closet or something? I mean, just grab a couple.
I just got my license, dude.
Well, welcome. Hey, Linz, we were going to cover. Do you guys want to cover this real quick, or do you want to just come back to Lindsay in a little bit?
Lynn's up to you. You want to do it now? Want to show these cute pictures of you and your husband?
You want to just jump right
Yeah,
into
let's
it?
just do it.
Why not?
Okay. Yeah, you were.
Wait, there's pictures in here?
Yeah, some really cute ones.
Come
Was
on.
that wasn't the concert, was it, Linz? When you guys took these cute photo booth
had a
pictures?
That was the
Photo
second
booth.
concert.
That was a concert?
Well, there was the second concert we went to on Saturday was at this really awesome small location called the Cobra Lounge in the West Loop. Very small, awesome food.
Where is it? Like Greektown?
No, what?
I just know West Loop. That's all I know.
Like Randolph?
It's like close to
UIC?
the Bottom Lounge. Marissa knows where that one is. It's like close to where Chase used to live.
How the hell's Mercer know where that lounge is?
So like
because she
Fulton
was
Market,
there like
Fulton
3
Market,
weeks
West
ago.
Loop.
Oh, these are
Yeah.
adorable.
So they had
They
a
are
little
pretty.
photo booth. I'm a sucker for a photo booth. I told Brian we should go in there, and then we almost got stuck in there because we couldn't get the door open.
Whoa.
Yeah, but yeah.
We only
Wow.
got 4 of the photos, John. We didn't
Yeah.
get all 4.
Yeah.
So who did you guys go see out there, Linz?
So when we were in Chicago on Saturday, we saw a band called Soft Cult, which is just a small shoegaze indie band from Toronto.
What's
And it-
shoegaze indie?
Like shoegaze is like sad, like
Sad indie?
sad indie. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I
it.
like the sound of that.
They're an independent band. They're
It's
just
a-
doing their
it's
own
sad?
little tour. It's sad, yeah.
So people like cry and stuff?
No, it's just it's kind
Mellow?
of it's melancholy sounding.
Okay.
But they do some rock too. It's pretty
Okay.
cool. That's one of Brian's bands that he's
Okay.
been listening to, but it's cool.
Sitting
Check
or
it out.
standing during these shows?
Standing.
All right.
This
Brian
is-
and I have very similar taste in music. That's one of the things Brian and I, in fact, Brian's favorite band's one of my favorite bands.
Alice in Chains.
Yep. That's a great band.
Are you
like-
into shoes indie? Or
I
what's
don't
it
know.
called,
I
Lynn?
don't-
Shoegaze.
do you think I'd like them,
Sorry.
Lindsay?
Huh?
Do you think I'd like them?
No.
Old
Yeah.
man.
Wait.
No,
Okay.
I think this
What's
is
their
a-
name?
They're called Soft Cult.
What did
It's
you do
a-
on Friday? You went out of town.
On Friday,
pull
we
up a
went up
song
to
while
Grand
you guys are talking.
Rapids.
Oh, no way. Where'd you stay?
We drove back that night because we're cool.
Why didn't
And
you?
we're-
oh.
And young, and you could
Youthful.
stay up late.
Yeah.
Marissa and I did that the week before.
I drove up and I drove back down.
It's
And
only
Soft
two
Your
hours.
dad needed 2
Cult.
nights.
Cult.
Who'd you guys see in Grand Rapids, Linz?
Okay, so we saw Coheed and Cambria, but Mastodon, one of my favorites, opened. And
Wow.
Mastodon is the Grateful Dead of the metal world. They're
Really?
a progressive metal band. Yeah,
Okay, where did you see him? At that Van Eyck?
at Van Andel.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's exactly where we were one
Yeah.
week before.
It's such a nice venue too. It's not too big.
Well, great.
It's
Right.
like,
It's definitely, that's sort of like
we
a
were
Billy.
like all up on that. Like if you see the video I posted, like we were up on the stage.
I see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's
Where?
the video?
Right?
I didn't see the video
It's
either.
not
here.
loading into
Go
my
up,
notes.
right here,
It's
right
oh,
there,
now
John.
okay.
It's been
now
there.
it's loading.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
there the whole
All right,
time.
what you got?
Come on.
Well, let me get it open. Talk a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
So this is who,
Is this
Lindsay?
Soft Cult?
Well, no, this is Mastodon. This is one of my favorite bands.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's
Okay,
hear
get
it.
ready. Wake
progressive
up,
metal.
everybody.
Good
Okay, here we
morning
go.
from Lindsay.
This is called Steam Breather.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
These old geezers can really shred, bro.
How
Like
old
the
are
drummer.
Late 50s.
It's not old. They're really in their 50s?
Yeah.
Have they been around a long time?
They've been putting out music since 2000-ish.
You said that's Mastodon?
That's Mastodon.
awesome. All right.
They're
That's
very
a-
creative.
that's like
I like the background, too. They have a nice stage show.
They
That's
were the
that's
opener,
legit.
too.
That's legit for
There's
an
a
opener, man.
TikTok that I threw in there for you, John. If you look at the notes, I threw in a TikTok. So the opening or the band that they opened for, it's right under there. The lead singer played a guitar solo with a ladder.
Coheed and Cambria I've heard of.
What?
Oh wow.
What's this?
Play this.
What?
I was like front row for that. It was cool.
He's playing the guitar with a ladder.
Yeah.
It's a step ladder, okay? That is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
That's amazing.
I know.
Damn.
The funny thing
is
is,
he really playing it with the ladder?
that guy on the
just
side's a
playing it with a
carpenter.
ladder?
That's the funny thing. He'll do your roof too.
He was gonna fix the lights in a second. He was gonna
But look
replace
at
a light
his
bulb.
gorgeous
and
head of hair. Like,
I can't even see that it's a person. And I mean,
but yeah, that's Coheed and Cambria.
And
I
that
saw
was
those
that-
on Friday.
Okay, that was
And
the band.
this is the band I saw on Saturday.
oh, I like this.
That was a TikTok.
No, this is.
You
soft
taped that?
roll on Saturday. No, this is on YouTube,
I was like,
bro.
dude, that's what I was saying. You were like up her nose. Like, how did you get so close?
No, this is a professional.
Okay, I
recording.
thought you taped this. That's Soft Cell?
That's Soft Cult. Yeah.
Soft Cult? She's young.
They're a pair of sisters.
I like this.
I like Soft Cult better than
Than the ladder.
the last
You don't like the ladder?
When are we going to get
like
invites to this stuff? These are amazing shows.
Thank you.
By the
I
way,
have excellent taste.
You could write that off now on Lockpod. So
Can I?
Send the bill
you
to
played
Steve.
it on the show. It's
Well,
a tax
Brian
write-off.
bought them, so
It's a tax write-off.
technically it's not.
You
got to
start thinking differently.
Oh, okay.
You're ambassador for a podcast, Lindsay.
Oh,
You're a radio personality.
You're a
podcast personality.
you know what? Next time they come in, John, I'll take you.
Podcast person.
you.
The notorious
they did
LMP.
a wonderful show.
You are the notorious LMP.
I am very
You're supposed to be writing that shit off.
I just don't want to get in trouble.
When you come into the show, we want to listen.
Like, we got an approval from an accountant that
Okay,
said,
so it's good.
it said you
Okay.
guys, as long as you talk about him on the
Oh,
show.
Steve just said it was okay.
Wait. Hold on.
Steve's my accountant, dude.
Now you're in trouble.
I'm not your accountant. I am not an accountant.
Soft Cult.
Yes.
What venue is this at?
This is at the Cobra Lounge.
And so small, like 500
Very
people
small.
or something?
No, there was like, I would say about 120
Oh
people
my
there.
God, man.
It was awesome.
I would have loved to have seen that.
It was awesome.
Nice.
And they had,
well,
they
John,
made
you were
their
at
own
Billy
beer.
Strings, so you got to make choices.
Oh, that's true. That was Saturday. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
so we were busy on Saturday. You guys were busy on Saturday. It's okay.
It was
but
a busy...
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And I went
it was
and saw
like
Seinfeld.
Lockpod concert weekend. Yeah. But like, I love that. I'm glad we shared our clips. I think that's good. Lindsay, we're doing a new thing when we roll in, so save your concert clips so we can play them.
Oh, hell yeah.
when we're
Okay.
rolling in
Well,
the show.
with Brian, actually, I'm going to see Kesha in a month.
Oh, nice.
Put it on the calendar, John.
I'm going to show you guys.
The Topless Tour, or whatever it's called.
Tits Out Tour.
Tits Out Tour.
No shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
If you got an extra ticket, I'm available. Just pointing it
Too
out.
late. I already got my tickets. Me
All
and my
right,
friend Sam
indie
are
news.
going.
Yeah, no, let's do some ads, and then when we come back, we'll get to some Indianapolis news. So let's start off with Powering Indiana Lake County, our premier and studio sponsor. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes alike. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Calumet Brewing Michelob Ultra, the official sponsor of the PGA, is a superior light beer with ultra smooth taste. This refreshingly crisp light lager has only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, making it the perfect beer on the golf course or at the 19th hole. Check out the new Ultra Zero with only 29 calories, making it the perfect zero alcohol beer for any time of the day. Head over to the Cal Brew or Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for more info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
All right, before I jump into my ad, I want to say thank you to Tom and Matt for telling me that I have excellent music taste. I done been new, but it's nice to hear that from some
What
friends.
was that again?
I done been new.
That's the title.
I was about to say.
KNEW.
You know, that happens a lot, by the way.
It's obvious when
Like,
you hear the title.
I say something ridiculous. You guys say that's the title. I have produced more titles than any of you guys combined. I'm calling
Oh,
that
really?
out.
Than any of us
Period.
combined?
I don't
That's
think so,
interesting.
but okay.
At least the exaggeration is not limited to my side of the family.
Agreed.
right?
All right.
Or to you alone and your family.
Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Kuklakis Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue, call 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. That is 219-671-6347. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis. Hablamos Español.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511. And by the way,
it's his personal phone number.
Matt Reardon yesterday was a big assist for the City of Hammond's redevelopment commission, the City of Hammond, in getting a potentially multi-billion-dollar project done in the City of Hammond. We got it through the Hammond City Council yesterday. Everything is approved on this data center project except for the NIPSCO power issue, and we're working through that issue. If we get the NIPSCO power issue settled, we have College Bound funded for the next 20 years in Hammond through basically a pilot program we set up with this data center. So
yeah, I think there probably will be an article in the paper soon, and we were maybe talking about doing this on Friday. So we'll cover. But I think good point.
Maybe we can bring in MCR partner.
I think that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Matt, get a hold of Steve. Let's get you on here.
Yeah, let's go. We can talk about because Matt knows way more about technical stuff than we do. I'm lucky I could turn on my iPad.
It's about time to get Matt on.
I'm lucky I know how to use ChatGPT.
We need some F-bombs in here.
That's right.
Let's get Matt Reardon in.
All right. Are you doing the next one?
Yes, I'm sorry. Branding Room Floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, the Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
All right. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard for Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortilla Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
All right, we got a mailbag, and before we get into this, I just want to point out this is a negative mailbag against us or me. I'm not sure who, but from women that were offended after the last show when we talked about what's going on in Indianapolis. We were sort of buried with Lockpod anger, which is not common. And
I'm surprised it
at least
happen
outwardly.
Yeah, we don't get anger. Lockpod anger. What was that, Linz?
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more.
Well,
and ladies, I don't know what we're mad about, but I am with you.
Okay. So
we've got that.
So
this
is a situation,
Thanks,
Lindsay, and this is something I know Lindsay cares about. There's allegations of in the Joe Hogshead administration, one of the leaders. Well, I think he was the chief of staff, Kevin.
He was, let's just call it higher up in the administration.
He was like a body man on the mayor. He may not have been chief of staff, but he was high up in the administration, allegedly, and apparently, because they fired him, was sexually harassing multiple women in the Hogshead administration. Okay,
Awful.
And that's what the allegations are. Yep.
And I think I don't even allegations.
Yeah, maybe
right?
they're past allegations. I'm just trying to be careful. I don't know a lot about it in the sense that I haven't read about it.
He got fired.
Definitely.
So obviously, if it's an allegation that you get fired for,
the investigation turned up some stuff.
Right.
That,
Okay.
Yes.
So
and
now
there's a report.
So now there's a lot of people that feel like Mayor Hogshead has some culpability in this. Is that fair? I'm trying to be very careful because I don't want to offend any of the women that are involved in this. Obviously, I don't want to say anything improper. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough situation. So I almost feel like no matter what we say, someone's going to say like, "Oh,
yes,
you offended me," and
or you were covering for this guy, or
or we're offending. I don't want to offend Mayor Joe either. I don't want to offend the victims.
Right.
I don't.
It's a tough situation.
Yes.
Okay. So. I think last show, one of the themes that was coming, I listened to it 3 times after I got these. It would bug me when I got this. I know a few of the women that were pissed off, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I followed it up, and we don't want to say names because I don't think it's appropriate, okay?
Right.
So, I do want to point that out. We don't want to say names. Let's just read off the mailbag, okay?
Sure. John,
okay.
Mailbag.
Well,
it feels weird doing this.
I know.
For such a
okay,
serious
it's mailbag.
We're
it's
not
mailbag.
we're not putting this
No.
on
No,
the
no,
screen.
no, no.
Okay.
No.
Even though these
No
were
names.
public
Their names
comments.
are
I'm
right
reading
there.
it. No names.
All right.
We're reading them.
Well, Lindsay, they're public comments, but we're not going to show.
No.
We're not going to show.
We're not saying names.
No.
Okay?
Mailbag.
Okay.
We haven't
So
I haven't gotten sick of that.
I'm going to go through 3 comments after the last show. In the last show where we talked about this tough issue in Indianapolis, we were trying to just point out that we were literally talking about politically, it's on fire right now. Everybody's fighting with everybody. Obviously, I'm concerned because I know multiple people involved in this fight and on multiple sides. So this is it. This is one of the comments. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is gross, and you clearly don't have any women you care about in your life, because if it happened to them, you wouldn't be excusing this. All I hear you saying is boys will be boys. Sounds pretty far right of center. This is another comment. As one of the survivors who came forward about Hogshead, it really never gets old to hear men talk about our cases. You need new friends. And this is another of the comments that we're going to read. Through this entire segment on Joe Hogshead misconduct, you say you don't know the details, and yet you go on. And when you do, you continue to do harm to the survivors who have repeatedly carried the burden of all this bullshit. Way to heap on the harm, guys. Really disappointing.
Okay.
So those are 3 of the more serious.
Yeah, they were pretty, pretty hard-hitting comments against the show, I think.
So what do you think they're referring to, the remarks that were made on the last show? Because I don't recall anything.
No, I agree.
What I recall when I try and think about when I was reading,
I listened to it 3 times, John, and I sat in the show. So multiple times I listened to that segment.
Is it us saying that we like Joe Hogshead? Is that?
I think,
and again, not knowing even the full story.
I think that definitely didn't help in this situation. I think that definitely didn't help. That there's serious allegations and these women are pissed, and then they hear us coming on here. And if I remember correctly, I was talking about a situation I'm facing that's similar. I have a couple situations that's similar where employees are involved in allegations of misconduct, Kevin, right? Yep. And I fired them, right?
Yes.
And when I found out about the misconduct, I was completely stunned. I had no clue that they could possibly have anything like this going on. And when I found out, I did the right thing. Okay. So I was pointing out that it's possible that this type of sexual harassment was taking place in Mayor Joe's administration and he didn't know about it. Mm-hmm. It's possible. It happens. He has 15 to 20 times more employees than I do. And it was happening over here in Hammond.
Yeah. And I think that the important thing here, and this is to everybody that was listening, even though I'm not going to really comment on the comments, I'm just going to say this, is that, I think one of the things we said, I'm pretty sure I said, I'd have to go back and listen. I didn't listen to it 3 times like you did, Tom, but is that everyone's responsible for their own actions, right? And so if Mayor Joe, or you name the person, right? Tom McDermott, Kevin Smith, if we've done something personally that's we need to take responsibility for, then I think you're responsible for those actions. And I think I said that. And I don't know the whole gist of everything. I haven't read the report, right? So I think the point here is that we want to be sensitive to what happened. When that all comes out, or as it comes out, I'm sure more information will be given. But to I don't know, to say things like that I clearly don't have a woman and I care about in my life is a little, I think, over the top. But you have your own opinion, and if that's what you want to say about me or Tom
the First
or
Amendment,
John,
the First Amendment,
say what you want. Fair enough. Okay. The other thing is that I think it's not wrong for Tom or me or anybody on the show to say, hey, we have a longstanding relationship with Mayor Joe. Our opinion is that he's done a good job as mayor of Indianapolis. That doesn't, number one, to me, it's separate from excusing bad behavior, which we didn't do, and we don't actually know about where that is. So I think at this point, appreciate the comments. You're obviously have a First Amendment right to say whatever you want about the show.
We covered them on the show.
But it's never our intent to victimize anybody or to make fun or laugh at something that happened to somebody. That's not what we do here on the show. So if we did offend anybody,
it was not on purpose.
We were
out of respect, we were trying to stay away from names like we're doing today.
Yeah.
We didn't want to say names. We didn't want to talk about some of the, I guess, juicier allegations. There's some pretty nasty stuff out there.
I don't like that word.
But okay, sorry, Lindsay. I'm just maybe a bad choice of words. I acknowledge. Okay, I'm just trying to be careful here. Okay, all right. We stayed away from some of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The details that were salacious. Thank you.
There you go.
Salacious details.
Okay, juicy's not.
And then by doing that, I think we even pissed off the victims of this even more.
Yeah,
because they're like, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? And it's like, we were trying to be respectful to everybody involved. We were trying to just sort
and
of
obviously we didn't do a good job according to some, but
right.
What bothers me most about these comments is like whatever happened to like benefit of the doubt, right?
Well,
you guys
what do
aren't
you mean
bad
benefit
people.
of a doubt?
For the podcast.
Okay.
What was said?
Like,
no.
benefit of the doubt for the dudes?
I'm not talking about no. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about benefit of the doubt of our remarks.
Okay.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
I think if you know, John, it's one of those things, and Tom especially knows this. I mean, he's been in politics for 22 years. He's got a very thick skin. No matter what you do or say, you're gonna get some criticism.
It bugs me though. Don't get me wrong. I know one of these commenters really well. I know her really well. Known her for a long time. So like she knows me. She knows me too, and she
respect
knows,
her.
But I do. But let's just.
You didn't have
respect
any ill
her.
intention.
Of course not. Of course not. By the way, I know people in my life that have been victims of this, and it's horrifying.
Yep.
Okay? I know. So, like, this is not a good thing. If this did happen and if the mayor did know about that, it's unacceptable. Okay? But, like, I don't, so.
All right. Well, and the other thing
we're bogging down.
Well, I just want to say one last thing. I think what it just does say is that Indy's on fire right now.
Yeah.
It's hot. I think that's the underlying, we're up here in the region. This is very indicative of a place that's on fire. And this is what happened last night.
I got a 2-minute video. This is Prop 164. It's a financial related bill.
Yep.
And
in front of the Indy Council.
And one of the victims of the sexual harassment, the allegations that are made against the Hogshead administration, flew in from Denver to address the Indy Council. And the Indy Council was basically trying to hold her to her 2 minutes, and you got to stay on topic. And she wasn't really taking it well that she only had 2 minutes to talk. And this is the interchange. This is 2 minutes long, so.
Meanwhile, the Republican members of this council continue to use survivors and our stories as a political football, exploiting us just as much as the Democrats to further your own agenda and accumulate power. Aside from the fact that this is exploiting us, I certainly do not
Time to go real quick here. So now we have the victim speaking to the council. Her supporters came around her and they're all holding signs up, basically telling the mayor to resign and saying things about the council. And now you have the sheriff deputies coming from the council side and they're approaching the lecture. And so you have sheriff deputies confronting the protesters all in front of the Indy Council right here.
And just a quick comment, this is maybe the legal part of me saying this, is that a public body chooses, they don't have to allow public comment. Most of them do. And they are able to set time limits. In the Indy Council's case, it's a 2-minute time limit, and they went over. And I think,
but that's but that's not illegal though.
To go
over that. Well, time.
It's not illegal to set 2-minute time limits either.
You could set 3 minutes. You can set 1 minute.
But
and
Hammond if you go past it, we can. It's still not. It's not a
the
crime,
chairs.
Right?
It's not a crime.
They can gavel you.
You can gavel you and say you're
out of order.
I would say that this would probably be more of a protest on her part then.
Well, you're very right. So let's watch what happens here.
Let her stay. Walk. Do not touch my breasts anymore.
This is on you. This is on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Resign. Resign. Come on, stop having her. Stop having her.
Stop. Not touch me. Stop.
Wow. All right. And they were I would say, it's stressful.
It's stressful. I know these people very well. I know the ladies getting dragged out. I know the council members. I know a lot of people in the audience. It's freaking stressful for me. Because it's like they're all my friends and they're fighting with each other. And they, not just fighting, it's like there's hate between them. They're like blood in their eyes looking at each other, screaming, fuck you, get out of here, resign. It's like, holy crap, man.
Yeah, and these are all Democrats.
These are all Democrats in Indianapolis, like a full blown out war.
And for those that were just listening, the sheriff's officers kind of forcibly basically, yes, got them out of the room.
There was no arrests.
No arrests. They were removed pretty forcibly out. You could hear people say, don't touch me. And the sheriff's officer, let's just keep moving. And order was restored eventually in the council meeting.
Stop touching me. I'm not leaving. Walk like a lady. You could go fuck yourself.
Right.
What is wrong with you? Fuck you. These are all said as they're pushing him out. And these are people screaming it out loud in an Indy council meeting. This is a regular council meeting that never sees this type of behavior, man. It's just stunning.
It's interesting to see what's gonna happen next. We're obviously be following it here on LockPod. And another thing, I think that's important, and one of the things that, again, I credit Tom for this, is that the reason we even broached this at the last episode on 12 was that you really didn't hear much about this up here in the region. And so one of the things we wanted to just report on it a little bit, because this is all over Indy. And
it's like all they're talking about down there. It's on the front page of the Indy Star, this whole thing. And up here, you wouldn't even know what's going on unless you listen to LockPod. So, all right, let's go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we have a guest. We have a guest, and we have a crazy California story. So we'll do the crazy California story, hit the guest.
Quickly.
Right. Okay, let's go ahead and do some ads. Start off with the favorite, Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Yes. Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-5544-LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Mice in the kitchen, ants in your bed, spiders up high messing with your head. Don't grab a flamethrower. That's a bit extreme. Just call the bug guys. We're the dream team. We'll evict your pests without a fight, and you'll sleep soundly every night. No bugs, no drama, no creepy surprise, just clean, safe homes from the bug guys. Call now because your house is not an insect Airbnb. The bug guys at 219-810-7481.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious taproom and outdoor patio serving its award-winning craft beer and chef-driven food menu and craft cocktails on draft. Their brewing equipment and production facility offers a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their new food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site. Just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer.
Prestmer Insurance Agency. For decades, the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard. Serving all your insurance needs, the Prestmer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestmer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today, 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you. Ronnie helped with a blanket bond. Didn't even know what that was, but that shows you how diverse Prestmer Insurance Agency is.
Awesome.
Thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County. We're back. This is the third segment. We're going to talk about another place that's hot in the country right now.
On fire politically.
On fire, and that is Los Angeles.
Hey, Lindsay, can I ask you a question real quick?
Of course.
What's your thoughts on Gavin Newsom?
I don't think about him.
Really? You don't think about him? That's interesting because I think people are going to start thinking about him more.
And I think that's a little bit, if not more, because of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's giving him a
I
little
think
bit
Donald
of a
Trump
megaphone.
Is screwing up big time. He's making Gavin Newsom the logical next contender for president.
Well, he already probably is a contender, and
But
I think this just helps.
I don't think Pete Buttigieg is happy about any of this that's going on right now because Buttigieg is sitting there in Michigan doing nothing, and Gavin Newsom's on Fox News, CNN. He's on the front lines of a war right now, and these guys are all gearing up for the next presidential race.
So I think
Gavin Newsom is clearly out in front right now.
I did a little research into this flashpoint in L.A., and at least from what I could tell, and again, I'm just, kind of combing through articles that we read on Apple News and other places, but the really interesting thing to me about this whole issue that's going on in L.A. right now with the protests is that it looks like what had happened in D.C. was Stephen Miller. We all know who Stephen Miller is, okay, we'll use whatever word you want about Stephen Miller. And he is the architect of...
Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice. What?
He's known as the architect of the immigration... Not that Steve Miller. He's known as the architect of the immigration plan of Donald Trump. And apparently there was a meeting of ICE department heads or whatever around the country because the numbers were not meeting what Trump had said. He was going to deport millions of people, right? So he brings them all in and says, hey, we're not just going to go out there and arrest the worst of the worst anymore. You just need to go out there and arrest illegal aliens. You don't need to develop a target list like you've been doing. Just target places like Home Depot, where day laborers typically gather, or a 7-Eleven convenience store. And Miller allegedly said at this meeting that he and a handful of agents could go out in the streets of D.C. right now and arrest 30 people and then ask for a show of hands. Who here thinks they can do it? And then apparently the ICE agents went out in L.A. and they followed his tip and conducted an immigration raid at the Home Depot in a predominantly Latino neighborhood of Westlake, helping set off kind of a flashpoint of these protests. They also went around to restaurants and tried to arrest servers and cooks. And you know, to me, I've always been supportive of what the president said about getting rid of the worst of the worst. If you're a criminal, if you're in this country, you don't belong here. Where I get a little more compassionate are folks that are making a living, trying to work hard, and you know, I'd like to find them a way to citizenship if we can. But that's a whole other issue. Now the president has said that Gavin Newsom might be arrested.
Yeah,
as governor.
I think Gavin Newsom wants to get arrested. If
That
you get
would
arrested
and get a sick ass photo, that
well,
would
not
look great.
just that,
like
but
Trump's.
like you'll be
Yeah,
like
exactly.
sympathetic. The whole Democratic Party will rally behind him. It's like, yeah, you're gonna make him a hero if you arrest him.
I think what Gavin
That
says.
Tom Homan is an idiot, isn't he? He's just like a dummy. He's like a big dummy to me.
He seems like not the guy I'd want in charge of.
And then Pete Hegseth,
immigration.
he's a joke too.
Well,
It's
this
like this guy, he just surrounds himself with just total freaking losers, man.
I
It's like,
think
Tom Homan is a freaking loser, dude.
Yeah, this is it's so funny you the way you put that, because here's what Governor Newsom said Monday. It said it would sue the Trump administration over the deployment and issued scathing criticism of Trump's leadership, calling the defense secretary a joke and the president unhinged. Now, this you know, the one thing that I just want to mention real quick legally, I know we got to keep moving, is that generally the National Guard is controlled by the governor,
right?
Not the president.
True.
Except in certain situations.
Like Army.
Yeah, they are, but they're controlled by the governor to call them out. Now the president.
That doesn't mean the president can't, Kevin. Obviously.
Under certain circumstances.
Obviously.
Under certain circumstances, right?
Like right now in L.A.
Well, that was Marines that he called out, right? That were active duty. National Guard's a little different, but they did call National Guard folks out. Marines are out to protect federal agents and federal property, which absolutely they can. The thing they can't do is provide law enforcement.
Have you ever seen the Marines in the city, American city?
Maybe in President Trump's first term in Portland. I don't know if those were Army or who are they, John? Do you remember?
No way.
I don't remember.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah. It's a pretty scary
in
situation.
my life. I'm trying to think. Okay, during the L.A. riots, did they? I don't think they did the Marines then. They probably did the National Guard.
They did.
Right, but like
it's strange to see active duty Marines.
Strange. I think
on the
this is the kind of stuff
LA.
you see in China.
I agree.
Like when I was in China, I saw the army marching down the street when I was in Beijing, and it was scary because they had guns and stuff.
It's supposed to be intimidating.
It is intimidating, dude.
Yes.
I scared the shit out of me. I've never seen anything like that. Now we have Marines in L.A.
Even at Kent State,
I hope you guys are happy voting for this monster. He's a piece of crap, man.
Even in Ohio,
loser.
In Kent State, it was National Guard. And the other thing that was interesting to me historically was that somebody said, professor said, that it would be unprecedented if Gavin Newsom was elected over or arrested over a policy decision. Even in the '60s in the South, when the governors like of Alabama were saying we're going to keep it segregated, they weren't arrested. So it would really be a bright line that has never been crossed. But that's what's happening in this administration. There's a lot of bright lines that are being crossed.
Yep.
Interesting.
Hey, don't forget about LockPod Listener Appreciation Night, everybody. Left of Center Podcast is throwing a party just for you. Come hang out with Mayor Tom and Kevin and the whole LockPod crew on Friday, July 11th at Oilman Park in Whiting, Indiana for a night of baseball, laughs, and cold beers. We're bringing the LockPod t-shirts, good vibes, and a few surprises. All we need is you on the list. Email steve@lockpod.com to save your spot. Let's make it a night to remember, LockPod style.
All right, let's.
It's going to be fun, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. July 11th.
You want to get Nina? Or you
Steve@lockpod.com.
Huh?
I'll go get Nina. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go get Nina. We're going to bring her in.
Lindsay's going to get her, Tom.
Hey, John. Oh, Lindsay's going to get her. Good. All right, we'll bring her in. This is we're going to bring in Nina Serrano. She is the founder of Region Rat Apparel, and she's from Hobart, and she's got a lot of region pride, and we're going to talk about her apparel.
I wonder
line.
how she feels with the region being so boring politically compared to other parts of the state and other parts of the country.
I'm fine with this. I'm fine.
It's my motto.
I'm good. You're in a comfortable shirt. I don't have a tie
boring.
on today.
I love.
This is a great day. We're not. There's no reason to want excitement.
Yeah.
It's everywhere else, or it seems like it's everywhere else.
I feel bad about the last show that obviously we were offending. We offended. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like.
I'm not
I don't
walking
like
out of
anybody
Lockpod
feeling like we offended them.
When I target somebody, I don't mind it. When I target somebody and I want them to feel the heat, I have no problem with that. Okay. I had no intention on offending any of the women involved in this. I was just trying to cover a story and trying to be accurate and not offensive. Hi, Nina. How's it going?
Nina is here,
ladies and gentlemen.
That's a big bag.
Region Rat Apparel.
Another one.
Oh,
Holy
man,
cow!
2 big bags.
We're inviting you back again, Nina. I like it. You met my daughter, Lindsay.
Come on, sit down.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
From
Get up.
Region Rat Apparel, this is Nina Serrano. Today on the show, we're talking all things Region Pride with somebody who knows it firsthand. Nina Serrano grew up right here in the region in Hobart and recently launched Region Rat Apparel. Her mission, to introduce younger generations and remind the older ones what being a region rat really means. We're excited to have her here to talk about why the region deserves to be celebrated. Nina Serrano, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Come on up and scoot up. You'll see those white lines.
Yeah,
see the white lines?
Yeah, pull up
That's
there.
where you got to be.
It puts you in the camera shot. There you go.
Got it. Okay.
Welcome.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Look at that
Thank you for
sweatshirt.
having me.
That is badass.
So you, I'm sure you love our 219 day celebration that we do. We celebrate the rat. So you're going to have to be a huge part of it next year.
Oh, I hope so.
When did you start your store?
August of last year.
See?
Yeah.
We've got her like in kind of its infancy. This
Yes.
is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
we missed 219 day though. So next time we definitely
We did.
gotta
We
have
did.
your,
We didn't see it until
It's okay.
like the day before or something, and I said, "Oh,
because you could open a booth there. And
Yeah,
sell,
get you in a booth.
You'll sell so much.
oh my gosh, really?"
Yes. There's 1,000
know.
people that go to that event every year. It's in the Civic Center, and it's fun. We usually have a theme like Vegas. Or,
Yeah, this year we had Vegas.
Yeah. What
Rat Pack.
We did Rat Pack. We did Country Night. We did like
Chinese New Year one year.
Chinese
Year of
New
the
Year.
Rat.
Yeah, the Year of the Rat. Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Very cool. Very
It's
cool.
a lot of fun stuff.
We did one year. We had the mechanical bull, so we always have a good time.
Yeah, we did Country Western one year. That's right.
Yeah. So,
I bet that was exciting.
so where's your store located?
We're actually out of our house in
Online.
Maryville.
Nice.
But we do e-commerce online. We're transitioning now from one web hosting site to another, so it's been a bit chaotic.
Is there a spot people can go to buy right now?
No. Well,
Okay.
so our website, even though we had the website, the majority of our orders would come in via text, Facebook.
Okay,
Oh,
Facebook.
yeah?
So where can they go on
Facebook.
Facebook?
Whatever.
Just to our Region Red Apparel page.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just
will
message
put
us
that in
and
chat.
we will.
Hey, John, could you pull it up and put it on the screen? So,
So tell us a little bit about your inspiration for doing this.
So I actually never knew anything about the term region rat until adulthood. When
Really?
my fiance said something about a region rat, I go, "What is that?"
We go down to India a lot. We get called that.
Yeah?
So yeah.
And so when we went to, a friend of mine, I worked with a lady, and she said, "Oh my gosh, there's a store. It's called the Region Rat Store, where they have T-shirts." And so I bought him one, probably over a decade ago.
Sure.
And the artwork on there is really cool. He's a bit antiquated. He looks like he's maybe from like the 40s or, something like that with the high pants. Mill rat sitting outside the mill, holding a beer, smoking a cigarette, all that. And I thought, oh, okay. So rolling around my head for a few years, I thought, these are kind of, and I don't want to demean anyone else's work, but a bit antiquated to me. And I thought, there are so many people who don't know, like myself at the time, what a region rat is, what it means to be a region rat. And there are a lot of people who there's like a stigma attached to it. Like it's almost down.
Unfair
like
stigma. We
it's
should be
in this
embracing the rat.
insult.
I agree.
Embrace the rat. So when the mayor first did 219 Day, which is probably, a decade ago now? Probably close, yeah. He got some crap from people online about like, you should be rejecting this
Right.
like, vision of the region. It's not a great picture of the region. We don't want to be rats. And Tom basically
That was Spiros.
well, yeah, Spiros and some other corporate folks.
Right.
And
favorite guy.
you rejected that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the rat's
What'd
been
you
great
say, Liz?
for us.
I said Spiros our favorite guy.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
He's gonna sue us just for talking
But
about
here's
it.
like a sticker from
Hi,
a couple years
bud.
ago.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, so
And
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you got with you? So let's see what you got before we.
So I also came up with a design to represent. I don't think I have one unwrapped here.
Oh, that's cool.
That's all right. Oh, here we go.
Wow. Thank you so much. That's very
You're
cool.
welcome. You're welcome.
Look at that.
I like that. I like that.
With the state of Indiana, and then a
That
heart
is
with
so
219
cool.
on there.
Like that. Some
That
219
is
there.
awesome. It's like engraved state of Indiana and a heart in the region.
You hold
like
that up,
that.
Tom?
Yeah, a heart with 219. That is very cool.
Oh, that is cool.
This is cool
Oh, look at
stuff.
that.
That is awesome too.
Big
219
coffee
day
mug.
coffee cup, like steel, by the way.
Oh, can't break it.
Yeah.
Don't throw it.
Love. These are really cool. I love. So you got this 219 day stuff all over your house. Yeah. These are super cool.
Oh, I like that.
That is not
Is that
steel,
for like a
Tom.
mojito?
It's a
What's that
it's
for?
a
A
steel
mojito
straw.
would
Steel
look good in
straw.
that one.
Steel straw.
I love the
like
like the
that.
steel motif too, because
Yes.
it like brings
Right.
in the steel mills and
Yeah.
that's great.
Exactly. That's
This stuff
exactly
is
what
very
we were
cool.
looking forward to. To everything. Like I have some that are in color. But I wanted to
Whoa.
go with like this
Big
stainless
Yeah, those are cool.
steel
Look at that.
stuff.
This stuff is really nice.
Yeah.
Are those Stanleys?
Yeah.
They are not. Well, they're not.
Well, it
the
looks just
Stanley
like-
brand.
This
yeah.
is just looks
They're
just like
Stanley
it.
with an
Super-
IE.
This is you're going to be successful with this, honestly.
Thank
Because
you.
there's so many people that are proud of the region, and this is a
And talk about like great gifts for like your kids that are in
that is a
college that are
cool-
like
no
because
kidding.
like
Kevin.
everybody at IU
No
they
kidding.
love being from the region,
Yeah.
right? It's a
you
big
walk around with this
badge of
Stanley.
pride.
Yeah.
You're
That
like,
is so perfect.
And
So-
I think our kids, speaking of our kids, our younger generation, we are so blessed to be somewhere where you have access to an urban setting. And I mean, you can mix
Yeah.
homeless people with millionaires.
Yeah.
And
In the
I
region,
mean,
for sure.
we're just all the same.
You
That's
go
a great title.
You know?
There you
Mix
go.
homeless people with millionaires. The region.
the region.
I think you're right. Having our kids be exposed to an urban setting is important in life.
I say that all
Right.
the time about the kids that grow up in Hammond
Yep.
and the region in general. It's super diverse.
Yep.
Like you said, you can see all classes from from top to bottom.
Yep.
You could drive from the northwest corner of Hammond all the way down to 65, heading
In the
south,
farm
and
fields,
you're in
yeah.
total
Yes,
farmland.
exactly.
It's just crazy.
And so our kids can acclimate to
Any setting.
any setting
Yes.
when they go away to college and in life and business, everything.
I think growing up in the region is a very good place to grow up.
I
really do.
agree, I agree.
And I
And-
think it's super cool that we celebrate 219. That's why we started 219 Day. And I definitely want you to be part of our
Oh,
219
thank you.
Day. Because
Thank
this
you. We
fits
look
right
forward
in.
to it.
Thanks for coming on. John, put your Facebook up. The link is in chat,
Thank
so
you.
people can see that. Go to it. And I'm sure Eileen from the city is going to be in touch with you for
Yeah,
next year's 219 Day.
you need to. So the
Excellent.
lady that runs 219 Day is out of the Hammond Civic Center. So when we're getting close, would you please reach out right
We'll
after
make sure
New
to
Year?
get her info.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll get
right
her
after
info
New
today.
Year. If
Absolutely.
nobody's contacted you, because we definitely need you to be part of this. I'll be honest with you.
Thank you. I got
I'll
your
be honest
shirt,
with you,
too.
man. This is something maybe even the fest should think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is cool stuff, man.
Yeah, very cool.
We
Right?
usually don't have booths like this at the fest, though.
What's that?
We don't have, like, because it's tough to.
Right.
Oh, shirts?
Very cool. I'm extra large, believe it or not. I know.
Do you want?
Me too.
I look like a medium,
Which
but
you
I'm
can
actually,
believe.
Well,
yeah.
you
I'm
too.
an
It's all-
extra large, but it's mostly because of the female anatomy. It's like a large man.
You two can fight over the gray or the black.
Awesome.
Here.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well,
I
that's-
even have a small.
Let's
here.
hold one of these up.
So Nina Serrano, again, how do
Definitely.
we find Region Rat Apparel?
Well, you can go once we get our website back up. I will let you know. But
Please.
as far as on
Facebook right now?
yeah, right now Facebook, and even when
Your
we
lens.
had the
And it's under
website,
Region Rat Apparel.
Region
right?
Rat Apparel, when we had the website up and working, we received like 2 or 3 orders. Everything else
That's
has
great.
come through Facebook
That's great.
Messenger or
Hey,
texting.
The region
So-
is
I would-
Facebook
I
centric.
know what you're gonna
we
say.
always
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And for politics, honestly, when we get some people from Indy, they try to come here and use X or Twitter. And I'm like, dude, not in the region. You
Yeah,
use Facebook in the
Facebook.
region. That's
That's
how
the
you
way to
talk.
get
That's how you talk to the
everybody.
masses.
Yeah.
Good job.
Exactly.
Because we're all a bunch of boomers.
That's right,
why.
baby.
Nina, thanks so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
We're going to make
Thank
sure to
you.
keep this link up and we'll promote you as much as we can, of
Heck
course.
yeah, I'm going to wear that
Appreciate you
shirt
coming
to
on.
the studio.
We have hoodies too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
John's a
tank
big hoodie
tops.
fan.
Yeah.
So
season
thank
15,
you.
episode 13 in the books. We want to thank Nina Serrano for coming on. We want to thank everybody for working so hard putting this episode together. Thank you, Kevin Smith. Thank you, Linz. Great to see you again. And Jay Vez. Awesome. Good job, everybody. We appreciate you. Thanks, Nina Serrano, for
Thank
coming
you.
in. Thanks, Steve, for helping everybody. And thanks to our audience for putting up with us. We appreciate you all. We'll be back on Tuesday with another high-quality Lockpod episode.
Back
Thank
on
you,
Friday.
everybody. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm off. See you on Friday, everybody. Lockpod's out.